Unang-ilam kaliang persya hak jela udap to mokol sama ulat ther ya ke sarkar halor ke jingkiu dor kimar kimata nadu kimar bam bat kiwe kimar badan kam kipai ba ulong manu boyonong na kini ke jingkiu dor bat ya kini deiban wat benia ulong ke sarkar kan sakam bakoyo bon ka khajna na ka GST na ka ba lute bian na kipai ba namar makiu ke dor ka khajna ru yolong khambon na ka ba ailat bet ban penkiu ya ke dor kimar kimata ha barok kiwe ke jela Ulang shisho bagi jela kedan bonteli ki karkhana permi do bilan. Henry haba yunujor ya kedor hagani ki jela, kedor jang do bilan kadam bonsha bani ki begi jela. Unang ilam ke kongres ulat thiar sarkar, maka bon kam man pendep ya ki begi kam, bolong persya ya ki jela, ban pendep ya gerai persya ki pajba. Henry ki plut por ban shim ya kum kita ki rai kerki haki saudong konro jang ka sekretariat haki arbanai baladab. Da ka balik don bor klem da sangap shu ya ka sur ki pajba. Ulang bagi sarkar gari menshim kia ya ki baka kren. Na ke ba benrap ba ke jingkiu dor jeng kimar bam kalong ke ba palat pot nadu ke umpenyang bam na ka shispa tingka shilitar kala kiu palat ya ke dor ba menta bat kani ke jingkiu dor kalong ru ya kiwe kimar bam menteri rang ba barim la kren benyau ru ba kimar bam ki pelahir dor ha yo ke ditang kimar rep ki ba penmi na kani ke jela hak ju ko po dr mukul ulong ba ke jing persya jong kani ke sarkar makanya penbet berkitrai petrol pump ki ba klem siu ke khajna menta laisnem da ke jingya penbet ke basisin siu kalong ke babi an namar ki petrol pump kala ada banshim ya ke khajna nek pajba hak por bathe petrol balada kim thep ya ke khajna sha sarkar kalong bi an bat kata ke jingong baya penbet kalong ke ba omla ban pediang namar ke ni ke pisau bala alum nek pajba
edible oil which were sold, which were available at 100 rupees and below 100 rupees are being sold at 200 rupees. Now you have to understand that people have very limited cash reserve. The population, the citizens don't have surplus investable reserve to be subjected to this kind of uncontrolled price rise. I don't see any measure or any effort from the side of the government to take cognizance of this concern. Whose job it is to regulate the market pricing? Is it a complete manipulation of the market through understanding or otherwise? We have to know. It's very difficult to reconcile with this kind of uncontrolled price rise, which is showing only increasing graph. Talk about the diesel prices, talk about the petroleum prices, everything, except the prices when farmers have to sell their own perishable produce. It is just the other way around. What is the price that farmers are fetching for their ginger this time? What is the price that the farmers are fetching their price? Or what is the price that farmers had to sell their perishable produce from the farms, farm products? The price of the ginger, the price of the turmeric is just the reverse. The month of April and May, the price of the turmeric was just below 10 rupees. Fresh turmeric in the rural areas, in the villages. The price of the ginger. But when it comes to purchasing essential commodities, irony is that the prices have spiked in terms of 100%, 50%. Who is going to protect the interests of the people? You ask every household, probably the mothers, they will tell you the agony of seeing their hard-earned money and the money which they have probably saved for all their possible important family agendas, educating their children, preparing for their children's marriage, so many things, saving their money for completing their houses. Look at the price of cement, look at the price of the steel, look at the price of the CGI sheets. What is the price? Why is it skyrocketing? Who is benefiting out of this? Is there a mafia all across the nation who is operating? Or is it that government, because they want to illegally extort from the public because, the GST is in terms of percentage, 18%. If the price goes up, the tax also goes up. You see? Then someday you will see government saying, oh, you had a good collection of GST. How? By increasing the prices, by allowing this unchecked, unregulated, uncontrolled price rise across the nation, across the state. This is how we expect the government to say that they are responsible to take interest of to take cognizance of the interests of the people. I think we are looking at a situation where people are just thinking that, okay, we are all helpless when the price of various commodities, including, building materials. You're talking of providing home to the homeless, low-cost houses. People trying to, build a respectable dwelling houses from their hard-earned money. Suddenly they go to market and tell me, sir, the price has gone up. Everything. See, whenever there is a trend of this kind of uncontrolled spike in prices, is it incumbent upon the government, the authorities under the government, to take cognizance of this and protect the interests of the consumers, protect the interests of the people? There is a Consumer Protection Act. Plus, there is a complete, unwritten moral and social responsibility of every government of the day to protect the interests of the larger, or rather to protect the larger interests of the people. You have to look at the menace of this kind of unregulated, unchecked price rise, affecting common men, affecting the poorest of the poor, families of the society. It is morally, socially also responsibility of the people in authority.
So
Don't they promise many good things in a democracy when we seek the mandate? We all do.
So are you ready to act on behalf of the people of the state?
It is a responsibility of the government to take cognizance of what we are saying now. As a responsible government, they must take cognizance of this concern. Who is going to protect us? Who is going to protect the people, the citizen? Nobody is talking. You have so many cement factories in the state, and you pay the price of cement, which is, if you compare, you find out what is the cement being sold in other states, where they have cement manufacturing factories. And here, you have so many cement factories, and the price escalation has never stopped since last 2 years. Is anybody getting benefit out of that? I think this is something which we must investigate. We must investigate. Who is benefiting out of this price? Uncontrolled price rise. I see lots of poor families buying 1 bag cement, 2 bag cement, slowly taking care of their incomplete construction. And they come and tell, sir, the price of cement has gone up. Friends, it's time when people in authority must understand their responsibility of protecting the interests of the people. There's not just one issue, there's so many issues. I think every day we'll have to have a press briefing to talk about those issues. Even the name and fame of the state, the reputation of the state that we built over the years, of which we were proud of, gone down the drains. Is it not painful to see how Meghalaya revolves around negative narratives? Read about Meghalaya for all the wrong reasons. Even while we are so focused on fighting against this pandemic, where we are appealing to everyone, okay, come together because we have to fight this war against this virus together, collectively. We must win this battle collectively. the government is seen to be very busy in completing various other deals which goes against the interest of the state. To complete the policy decision on those issues which people say, hold on, stop, because it is against the interest of the state. But they are utilizing this time to complete those decisions. And they're taking decision after decision. You count them. What decisions have been taken by this government during these last 2 months? Where are their priorities? They forgot to know even that the state doesn't have an ambulance which can save lives. In 1 year they need to wake up. But they have so much of time to sit under the four walls of the secretariat to decide on few things so expeditiously, so fast. Those decisions which everyone is saying that these are going against the interest of the state. Hold on, stop, review. Has this government become so dictatorial that they don't want to even listen to the voice of the people? They don't even listen to the voice of their own coalition partners. This is what I see. I saw one day a copy of the letter which was circulated to all the friends from the 4th Estate, from the UDP, signed by all the leaders of the UDP, including the president of the UDP, urging the government of the state, particularly the chief minister, to review their decision on various policy decision which they have arrived at pertaining to the MEECL, pertaining to the power department. What has happened? What has happened? Has anything changed? You read the contents of the letter. On Subhagya, what did the letter say? The letter said that maybe, you look at even the figure of 100 crore was mentioned in that first para. I clearly remember that letter. What has happened? So friends, this is time for all concerned to save the interest of the state. Not to look at anybody's individual interest and anybody's individual agenda. I am quite surprised by the move of the government to arrive at one-time settlement in respect to the taxes, the VAT realized by the petrol pump owners. Friends, I will tell you one thing. When anyone who has to buy petrol or diesel, when you go to the petrol pump, you are paying the tax, the value-added tax. Petrol and diesel has not been considered to be included under the GST regime because of certain reasons which were collectively agreed upon by the states at the time of transiting from the VAT regime to GST regime. Now, everybody who has bought petrol or diesel from the petrol pumps in the last preceding 3 years, we have already paid the tax. Is it clear? Or you have not been charged of the tax when you buy petrol or diesel? VAT has been realized by the petrol pump owners. That means I have paid tax, the people have paid tax. If tax has to be refunded, it has to be refunded to us, the taxpayers. That is what the law of the land says. Otherwise, the strategy of the government is that, okay, we will give you rebate, you come to us. If some middleman working, we have to verify. We have to verify because this is completely not, or in other words, I will say, this is from complete deviation from the provision of the law. I will further speak on this subsequently, specific to this. But what I am trying to say is that it is abundantly clear for everyone. One doesn't have to even know the nuances of interpretation of value-added tax, the act which we passed in 2003. To understand that each one of us, whoever has purchased petrol or diesel, have already paid the value-added tax to the respective petrol pumps, who have collected them and have not deposited. So if this tax has been collected from us, it has been realized for the purpose of enriching the exchequer of the government, not to enrich the pockets of the businessmen, irrespective of who are the petrol pump owners, with no offense intended to any petrol pump owners, any businessmen. Because this may not be something which must have come as a proposal even from the petrol pump owners. It might have come from somebody who must be acting like a dalal. We have to find out. Is it inconsistent of the law itself? Let them come and tell me, then I will speak again. Which provision of the law provides that tax realized from you can be not accrued, not allowed to be accrued to government exchequer? I have paid tax, you have paid tax, all who have purchased petrol, diesels have paid tax. Now which tax? I have said which tax? The tax which we have paid, the tax which has been already collected from us. Tax have been already collected. It is not pertaining to someone who is paying tax on his own behalf. Here you are talking about a tax, the VAT which has been collected at the time of selling petrol or diesel to the buyers, to the consumers. Okay. So there are many more things, that's why I am saying. What they are saying is completely in deviation of the mandate of law, against the interests of the state. Mandate of law is there to protect the interests of the state. When it deviates from the mandate of law at the cost of the interests of the state, whose money it is? It is the money which belongs to the state's exchequer, which should accrue to the state's exchequer. That means whatever money is in state's exchequer is public money. Public money we are talking about, whatever tax has been already realized from us, ultimately has become public money. So that accurate information pertaining to who has paid and who has not paid, because it is also a continuous process. Ensuring that all those who are required to deposit this tax, what has been realized, is a continuous process also. So hopefully some have been paying. But from what I see, from the various media reports which has come out to the public domain, is that there are quite substantial number of petrol pumps. And we will have to know exact figure, how many. There are two things. One is how many petrol pumps, and what is the quantum of tax that has been realized which has not been deposited and has not been therefore considered as having been paid by the petrol pump owners after collecting the tax. It's a question of cracking the whip for not depositing it into the government exchequer. Tax has been already realized. You have collected my tax. If you are a petrol pump owner, it's your responsibility to deposit that tax. It's simple, because the tax has been already realized. If I pay you as some particular amount for some particular purpose, if you have not deposited, then you have to be prosecuted as per law. That for cheating me to realize from me to by promising to deposit somewhere. So this is how the interpretation of law will revolve around. Is it going to benefit the state? It's simple. We are talking about the interests of the state. We are talking about the interests of the people, the larger good of the state. And we are talking about not anything that is required to be done. We are talking about the money that has been collected from the consumers, from the people, from the citizens as tax. We have already paid this tax. And this tax must go to the government exchequer. This money which has been realized from us must be deposited into government's coffers. And if they decide otherwise, tax has to be refunded to the taxpayers. You and I, whoever has paid tax, while purchasing this petrol, is it doable by the government? Can they determine who are those who have paid the tax? They cannot. Therefore, it cannot be given back to those who have paid tax. To quantify how much petrol has been bought by whom, and therefore how much tax has been realized from whom, is impossible. Therefore, to give it back to the actual taxpayers is completely an impractical proposition. But here we are talking about tax realized from you and me as per the mandate of the law, and not depositing that tax to the government coffers.